Hello my friend, welcome to another video of Inner Spark. Today we are going to talk about the fear of intimacy and how this fear is actually blocking us in our relationship and in our attempt to have a relationship. First of all, what is the fear of intimacy? We can define this experience as the feeling, the sensation that we are going to lose something very valuable and important if we come closer people. We come closer to someone. It's the feeling that we may be hurt or something important may be taken from us. The origin of this experience, of this fear, of course, it is in our childhood. When we come to this world, we are very sensitive, we are very open. Our heart is like shining, totally open, sharing light and inspiration and love with everyone. But this world is full of programs, fears, limitations, blockages, judgment, rejection. Welcome to Earth. So in this moment, we don't have the tools to accept and process, to digest all this experience, all this very rough, heavy energy, and this impact our system and creates a lot of pain. That's why we take intuitively the decision to close our heart and to keep ourselves okay, to keep away the feeling of pain, suffering, sorrow, and so on. So when we close a lot our heart, we develop this tendency, this fear, these feelings. They are all hidden. They remain in our heart. They are not healed. They remain in the unconscious mind. So that's why we feel this fear all the time, because there is a part in our heart who is suffering, who has pain, who has sorrow, and all this, we carry all this with us. That's why when we come closer to an opportunity to open ourselves, we may feel the tension and the pressure of all these feelings trying to go out, trying to spread in our consciousness. And the reaction in front of this intensity is to run away and to avoid the contact, to avoid opening ourselves. This is definition of the fear, the origin of the fear of intimacy, and how this is affecting us. Okay, first, in our relationship, it may create a lot of distance with our partner. So we may not be able to open, to talk freely, touch each other freely, to have physical contact, to have emotional contact, to spend time together, to talk freely about any topic, to talk freely about pain, suffering, hard experiences. So this fear to intimacy may create a lot of distance and isolation in a couple, that actually it may be the end of the couple, because the couple need intimacy to grow, develop, and create the real deep connection, to experience the real pleasure and the real love that every couple should experience. This is the purpose of it. But not only with the couple, but even if you are by yourself, if you are alone, if you are single, and you want to build relationship in your life, a love relationship, or maybe friendship relationships, or to create bonds with people, to create connection, to experience this beautiful love, this beautiful feeling in your heart when you connect with someone in a trustful way. You may have a lot of problems if you have this fear of intimacy, because every single time that one person will come close to you, you will feel threat. You will feel that you are at risk, and you may find many reasons to run away, to distract yourself, to do something else that is not to be with this person in this situation. For example, a person who comes to you to have a friend, to have an engagement, a drink, and opens to you, telling you problems, situations, and you feel threatened. Or a person, a guy or girl, come to you and you feel that she or he wants to have a date with you, but in the moment of the date in which you start talking deeply and intimate about your topics, then you feel that you are not okay. So all these may be examples of situations that are triggering your fear of intimacy. So, well, how can we overcome this fear? This is the point of this video, how we can overcome this fear. First of all, we need to understand the core tendency that this fear is creating in us. This is the first thing. This fear is making us being isolated from people, isolated from our environment. This fear pushes us to be alone, to cut all the connection with the people around us, and to keep a very superficial, let's say, to create superficial personalities, but never ever really open and connect with the people. So the natural way of life is naturally inviting you to open and to connect with people. That's why we are surrounded by people, and our life is a social life. So the way you are doing this, keep this fear, to keep the way you keep yourself close, is by keeping the people far away from you. And you do this in a different ways. I will explain to you some very typical ways that we do this, and when you will find them and will identify them, you will actually realize that you can change, you can make different decisions, and you can start dissolving, cleansing this fear of intimacy. The first thing is to avoid social connection. It's the most basic way to avoid social contact. For example, to choose always to be by yourself over the possibility to be with other people. For example, people invite you to their place, invite you to a party, invite you to spend time together, and somehow you always find an excuse and an explanation for yourself to keep being alone, to not to go, to not to engage, to not to take the action to actually go and move yourself, change your habits. And maybe you prefer to stay at home, to stay alone, to watch a movie. Maybe it is your partner who is inviting you to, I don't know, to have a dinner together and to go out or to have a conversation. But you have the desire to be alone, maybe watching a movie, maybe doing something that you like to do. And this is a pattern, of course. It's not like you do this once because it's normal. Sometimes we want to be alone. But it is a clear pattern. If it is a clear pattern, it means that you are rejecting somehow some sort. So the first thing you can do is to pay attention to every time that life send you an invitation to meet with someone. If you want to overcome this fear, you should say yes, and you should take action, and you should go, even if your mind is telling you, oh, this is boring, it's going to be like always, mind is always trying to trick your perception, so you keep yourself where you are and you don't evolve and you don't grow. This is the mechanical mind, okay? So as my advice is, as soon as you get an invitation or a proposal, to say yes and to explore this experience and to see what happens. Okay, the second way we keep people away is through judgment and rejection. This is very key and very important. If we have the tendency, if we have this fear in our heart to open, one direct way to keep people away is through judging them and rejecting them. Of course, you may say, oh, rejecting the person, that is terrible. I reject you or I judge you. Sounds very bad, but actually we are doing this all the time. We don't reject directly the person, but we reject what the person thinks, or the opinions of the other person, or the proposal of the other person, or the way that the other person is expressing himself or herself, or the way the other person is behaving, or even the negative habits, the tendencies of the other person, the mistakes of the other person. When we develop a very judgmental behavior and very based in rejection, we create a lot of rejection out of these judgments. This is a very clear indicator that we want to keep something away. We want to keep people away from us because there is something that scares us about people. So the second, let's say, proposal for you is that if you observe yourself that you are criticizing others, judging them very much, and rejecting them in some way, my proposal for you is that you do exactly the opposite that these judgment and thoughts are telling you. For example, if you think that someone is stupid, or someone is maybe not a good person, or someone is not your type, this is a very good example, actually. Imagine someone is not your type to go for a date. This is absolutely impossible. Your mind is telling you this. You may go to try to experience what is going on in the date, how you feel, to experience things beyond your judgments. This will help you to break this tendency and to start creating bonds. Maybe this person is not for you for a relationship, but it may be potential friends that will bring a lot of joy and companionship to your life. It's possible. The third direct way we keep people away is through preferences and conditions. For example, this may happen, this is very typical when we are looking for a partner and we are very picky. We say, okay, well, I like this kind of person with this kind of body shape, with this kind of voice, with this kind of look, and of course with this career, with this profile, with this economical situation. We set a lot of conditions and preferences to life. Truth is that we don't know what is the best for us. This is life. Life knows better. The universe knows better. And this is very clear situation. And actually, I can tell you now, in my experience, and I'm sure in your experience too, the best thing that happened in my life, I didn't plan them. I didn't expect them. I didn't create them. They came with life. So this is the way life works. Life brings you what you need, really. But when we fill our mind with preferences, conditions, plans, and so on, we are filtering, and this is another way we use to put distance and to isolate ourselves and to resist this invitation from life to open and share. So if you see that you are very picky, for example, with the potential partners that you may meet, or your friends, the potential friends, or with your actual partner, you say, okay, I like you only when you shave in this way, when you dress in this way, when you talk in this way, and when you express like I want you to express that. You are setting a lot of conditions and preferences. I like you when when we are having intimacy, you touch me this way and this, and you do this, but you never do this and never do this. If you realize that you have the pattern to set a lot of conditions, a lot of preferences, this may be a very strong indicator that you want to keep distance and you want to keep yourself isolated because you are afraid to open. So my proposal in this case for you is to explore, specifically as a practice, this is like an spiritual practice, to explore what happens when you exchange, when the situations does not fit to your preferences, to have this spiritual approach, to say, okay, I will experience myself what happened when I am with a person that is not fitting my preferences, to see what happened. Of course, you don't need to make like big commitment with someone that you don't like, but maybe you can spend some time with the person. Maybe you can do something that you don't like to do, and observe yourself internally, to go with a person that, but this person is not meeting my preferences, but I will go. I will see what happens. I will discover something. Or my partner, I will invite him to do something that he likes to do that is not meeting my preferences. I will go consciously through the experience of this, what is going on in me in this. And the fourth and the last indicator that you are keeping, that you are isolating yourself because you are afraid to open and to share, is the fact that you may feel that you cannot express yourself fully. Okay, this happens when we create a lot of masks, personalities, social masks and social personalities. So we can, let's say, engage, talk, exchange socially with people in a way that seems to be natural and normal, but somehow our real longings, our real expression, what we really want to say, what we really want to do, what we really want to feel, what we really want to express is not going out there. Is, for example, when we feel that we want to cry, but we cannot cry. We don't have the capacity to express this pain, to express this suffering, or to express this joy, cry out of joy, which is very nice. So if you identify that you have like very rigid personalities that you cannot break, that you cannot change, and somehow you feel like you cannot express fully you cannot say freely what you want to say to your partner, maybe, or maybe if you are in a date with a potential partner and you feel that you cannot talk freely, something is stopping you, or if you're in a social gathering with friends and you realize that you cannot talk freely, that you are playing a role, that you cannot really say, hey guys, I am this person, I feel like this now, I come from this place, and these are my desires, my expectations for life. If you cannot find this kind of freedom, it's possible that you are afraid. You created this mask and these personalities, and you are afraid to break them and to open them. So my invitation in this case for you is to be very aware when you are behaving from these personalities, and to be able to express, to say things, express yourself in a totally different way that you usually do. To say something different, using different words, or maybe moving your body different way, or maybe going to do something different, totally different, that allow you to break this social behavior, this social mask. And with this, you will be able to express what you have inside and to discover what you have really inside. Okay. These were my advices and proposals for you to start breaking this tendency of self-isolation, which is the main consequence of the fear of intimacy, and it's a huge, huge obstacle for our happy relationship and for our happy social life, including professional. So when we are able to fully open ourselves and connect with people first, most important, we stop feeling fear anymore, because we are open. When we are open, we realize that we can go through the pain, through the suffering, we can go through the experience, through the intensity, with no losing anything. And this is the very big realization. In this moment, we are free and we are able to enjoy with everyone, and we are open to share with everyone our things, our ideas, our opinions, to express freely with everyone. Of course, we are not going to create intimate bonds with everyone, because this depends on the compatibility with the other person and the purpose in life with the other person, if you are compatible, if you are. But just the fact that you are able to tell everyone about you, about what you do, about what you love to do, about your life, or about your emotions freely, it will remove such a weight from you. You, instead of walking, it will seem that you are flying in life, and you will be a beautiful inspiration for everyone else who are stuck in this fear to express and connect with people. You will be a beautiful inspiration. You will shine, and your light will bring a lot of awareness and awakening around you, and this is priceless. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I really, really wish you to connect, to open and connect fully with the life, with the universe, and everyone. Bye.